I know you wanted Russell Wilson too, so.
I love this move. I think this is a great move. I think this is exactly what the New York Giants offense needed. And I think this gives them options in the NFL draft, which is so important. Now they don't have to take a quarterback. They still could take a quarterback, but they no longer have to if they don't want to. Plus, there was no guarantee that a quarterback would be there for them. As we mentioned on Friday's live stream, talking about the Jameis Winston signing, the Browns haven't made a quarterback move yet. They very much are in the market for a quarterback. They could have taken Shedeur at number 2, and then the Giants would have been shit out of luck unless they signed a veteran like Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. That's why I thought Russell Wilson always made sense for this team, even after they signed Jameis, who I think it's important to remind people, was a backup for Deshaun Watson last year. So it's not like he is a bona fide starting quarterback. He absolutely could be a backup for Russell Wilson, and now we know that he will be. I really love this signing, though, because when you look at the Giants offense, they have some real field stretchers. They have a lot of vertical threats that were not maximized last year. Malik Neighbors was not thrown enough deep balls. Darius Slayton has never been thrown enough deep balls since he's been in the NFL. Theo Johnson as well, the young rookie tight end with a lot of speed, is a vertical threat. The Giants have some guys who can get downfield, but they haven't had a quarterback with a perfect deep ball like Russell Wilson. This is the best quarterback that the Giants have had in a decade. I'm super excited about this. At least we'll be more watchable next year. We'll see what happens in the draft, but at the baseline, this is a much better New York Giants football team entering 2025 than it has been over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, I totally agree. Chris, I know you were definitely on board. You said the Giants are definitely going to get Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
That still could happen. There's no question. That's still a possibility. But you also mentioned that Cleveland would be in the mix for Russell Wilson. If they got Russ, that they wouldn't be drafting quarterback. Now they don't. And there really is no available veterans. You've heard nothing about Aaron Rodgers going to Cleveland. Do you think Cleveland wants to go in with Joe Flacco? What are the odds now that the first 2 picks in the draft are quarterbacks? And what do you think about the Russell Wilson signing?
Very possible. And I heard that, I think from what I heard, Cleveland's backup plan, the rush was Carson Wentz, but he's not a guy that you're going to, view as a long-term starter, even a guy that will be a starter for next year for the entirety of the year. So, yeah, I think it's obviously a lot more likely that Cleveland's going quarterback. We all said last week that Russell was either more than likely going to go to the Giants or the Browns. Being that we thought inevitably Rodgers will end up with the Steelers. So those are really the only 2 spots that Wilson could end up with. Now that he's ended up with the Giants, I'm not completely ruling out the possibility that the Giants could draft the quarterback. They certainly could. It's a 1-year deal. It's similar to the Winston contract in the sense that I haven't gotten a chance to really look at it, but what we said before the stream started was it sounds like it's like $21 million with incentives. So similar type of deal to that of Jameis Winston where it's incentive driven. But the way I'm thinking about this, and maybe I'll be, we'll see. It's a guessing game at this point. But I'm leaning now, it's much less likely they're going to be drafting a quarterback with that 3rd overall pick, because do you think Jameis Winston would have signed here to be a 3rd string quarterback? No. I don't know, man, because he could have easily been at least a good backup almost anywhere else in the league. So I'm of the mindset now that if I had to guess, even though I've thought Shedeur Sanders all along, after this signing, I think we're bad dog. I don't think we're going quarterback with that pick now. I think it like Anthony said, we're not forced to go there. The Giants now are leading themselves up to be able to take BPA, and more than likely BPA is either going to be Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter if we're lucky enough for him to drop the 3. So if I had to do a mock draft today after this signing now of Russell Wilson, I'm strongly leaning we're not going quarterback with that 3rd overall pick. Had they not also brought in Jameis Winston, I would have still been on board with that. I think we're going Shedeur. It's still certainly a possibility. I'm not ruling it out. But I think this leans itself more towards we're not going quarterback with a 3rd overall pick.
Yeah, again, we thought that this could happen on Friday. Well, Anthony and I thought that it was a possibility. They still brought in a veteran quarterback. And the thing about it is, it does give us 2 solid NFL quarterbacks. 2 guys, like I said on Friday, you know what you're getting with these guys. And although Joe Shane's job is on the line, again, you're taking a chance with a rookie. You don't know what Cameron Ward would be. You don't know what Shedeur Sanders would be. You really have no clue. They could be great. They could be really bad. We've seen these generational quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence can't miss. He can't miss. I didn't think he could miss. Well, he's missed, right? So you never know. Now at least he knows what he's getting. And if you don't really love the quarterback at 3, you punt and you build your team so you can insert a quarterback when you're ready to insert a young quarterback. This Giants quarterback room was the best it's been, I don't know, since how long. Eli was there, but who the hell were Eli's backups back in the day. So I really like the move. I think it's great. I do think now they're going to definitely take Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. I certainly wouldn't have a problem with that. I even said that last week. We could do that and then draft the quarterback later in the draft.